Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to tonight's Lunar Racing Club. I am Alicel, and I am joined here by Organ Mike. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Ali. Thank you very much. How are you?
I am doing fantastic and ready for a fun race tonight. Looks like we've got ourselves a Tella start. Very interesting.
I can, as a relatively old sage myself, I can definitely approve.
But as this is Lunar Racing Club, kind of for those who might not be too familiar with the flags, Um, we do have two static objectives. That is complete the vanilla ribbon room, complete the vanilla Mazamoon altar. That is the Ogopogo altar for those of us who cannot remember the difference between the two. Hi, that's me. And then we also have return the pan to Yang's wife and complete the sealed cave. Those are two tough objectives. So they've got to go kind of all over the underground and moon this seed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see just where they have to find everything. I mean, returning the pan to Yang's wife does mean they have to go underground to actually use the pan, but it could be just about anywhere. And then they have to return to the surface to take it back to her. So,
Yeah, we are going to see all three maps tonight. Sometimes that doesn't happen. If you roll certain seeds, you may only see the overworld and the moon. Um, we do have K unsafe on. That means that our underground access can be blocked by the moon. That has rolled in the past. But it could also just be whoever gives us our starting key item could just give us a magma key. That also happens.
but that still means they need to find the pan and Luca's key and the darkness crystal. I'm looking forward to this. This could be fun.
Absolutely. And our two writers tonight are Judge Joe and Harumph. Um, two great members of our community. Both have been around for a while. And yeah, I am excited to see what they've got tonight with this telestart. If we see an early darkness crystal, I think we're going to see a D machine grind tonight.
That would make a certain amount of sense, I think. I'm still relatively new to the idea, but I'm looking forward to see what these two come up with.
Definitely. Some other flags that are on in this flag set, we do have T Pro, S Pro. That means you are not going to find sirens. You are not going to find your Bacchus wines unless they are exactly in Kokel's Forge shop. S Pro, of course, and you're not going to see. You'll find healing items. You'll find life potions. That's about all you're really going to need. T Pro, of course, waiting heavier, less traveled locations. Words. Wow, but we are off.
We're underway. And Sid to go with the old man. And there's our darkness crystal. That's a nice start.
Uh, please give ethers. Please give mages. We are just. Also, this is a bunch of like old men just having a conversation. And yes, I did just call Young old. But yeah, darkness crystal start. I would be very surprised if our runners are not immediately looking for ethers and to kind of fill out this party and just go get lots of levels and kill all the things.
Speaking as someone who has not done a seed for a very long time, my first goal right now would probably be to put some more members in this group.
I mean, Sid can do a lot of things. Looks like Harumph is going to check out Edlin. Even though T-Pro is enabled, you can still find some okay stuff. But you do have to worry about those monster chests, which Harumph finding one in the very first chest.
And there's a Dark Knight and a Bahamut on top of the mountain there. That Mount Hobbs, is that one?
Yep, that is correct.
That's
That is
Hobbs.
Mount Hobbs.
I had a brain moment there and was sort of like, is that Fabul Mountain? No, that's not right.
And did find a ninja sword. Harumph did in, what is that, left tower? Maybe right tower. I don't remember. As you can ask my former 2v2 partner, Judge Joe, if I get through Eblin, it's a miracle.
And Bahamut may be breathing some fire here.
Yeah, we do not start with any curative items, any kits. This is you didn't start with it, so Judge Joe's saying, I'm going to go look for something to take care of this Bahamut, or I will just come back. But first, let's go to the moon at like a minute and a half in.
Well, there will be a free character up there, so might be worth checking out. And correct me if I'm wrong, that character could also be Edge or Fusoya, could it not?
It very much can. And this is C Distinct 7, so you will only see 7 characters, but Dark Knight Cecil is a great character to see. Sid is a fantastic character to see. Tella can cast utility spells. He sure can. He also technically counts as a healer.
And he brings the wisdom of age.
Question in chat from Scarcer is Harump on hardware? Yes, Harump is running on hardware. But yeah, going back, getting some of those items, finds a cabin. I love finding a cabin. Cabins are great. You don't always find those in shops.
What, if any, effect would running on hardware have on the game?
Nothing really. It just looks a little different.
Okay, cool. I didn't know so.
If running on emulator versus hardware, there are subtle differences in like input timing with your controller. It is very difficult to switch back and forth, but otherwise, they are both set to be exactly the same timings. Neither person is getting an advantage. It's just some people prefer to play on hardware, and some are like, no, emulator's great.
We have a Dragoon on the moon.
None of these characters really benefit from a D machine grind yet. But I guess Kane's good. He's a character that exists right now.
Being a parent, my brain went from Dragoon on the moon to, with a spoon, singing a tune,
No, he's not a moon bard. We did not find an Edward. Joe, what are you doing? Are you doing what I think you're... Joe?
I was about to ask you what he was doing. I don't understand.
He is doing a reaction grind, which he's not doing the manipulation for it, so he's just got to take encounters. If he gets it, I don't want to spoil the surprise.
I think I follow. We'll see how Harumph does with Bahamut.
Yeah, Bahamut, not having those star veils makes Bahamut a lot less free than usual.
Harumph has gone through Eblin, so he might have some better equipment to make this viable. And there, he's gone. So Harumph claims Dark Knight Cecil.
Yeah, these encounters are like, no, Joe, you're not doing this. So for anyone watching, what Joe was trying to do is they're the balloons, the gray bombs that you see in some of those encounters. If you cast lightning, lit 1 is usually what you see cast. It does the reaction spell and self-destructs itself and every other monster on screen.
That's what I thought I'd remembered, and I'm sure that's good for the experience, especially at this point in the game.
Absolutely. That is great XP for 3 base level characters. Did find a crystal ring in Cave Bahamut. Crystal rings are great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Harumph is in the Antlion Cave and finding a Rubicant.
If you're going to find a Rubicant, this is the place to find Rubicant.
I imagine it's pretty low magic power here.
Yes, significantly. Much, much better than, say, on that vanilla Mazimoon altar. That's no a fun time.
Yeah, the damage looked to be in the teens for fire too. Yeah, that's pretty comfy. Well, here's some balloons. And an adamant for Harumph.
Adamant not required in this seed, but there is our reaction.
And that'll be a few levels.
And I don't think Joe's done. He's Joe. No, Joe loves niche strategies. That is his thing, and I love it.
A strategy is only niche until it pays off.
But looks like Harum's gonna go ahead and take on Fabul defense. This is a very normal overworld routing. I definitely think that this is a great way to go. Especially if you find like a pan here. Because nobody's ever faded Fabul and not gotten a pan until the very last minute.
That looked like a Golbez. It was indeed. Interesting placement for the other man in black.
Yeah, you probably want to set up for this or just wait. Not that Golbez is hard here, and there are definitely worse places to see him, but yeah, let's go find some Star Veils. And then yeah, just there's gonna go see who our Baron N character is. That is a Porum. That is a white mage, folks. We have a white mage. This is the best day ever.
And is that the Magus Sisters? Is that Calbrena?
That is the Magus Sisters. More bosses you definitely would like to see in low HP spots.
We'll see how well this goes. A firebomb to set things going.
I don't think that they're going to be able that. Yeah, that firebomb's not going to go off in time, and I think we're going to see a reflected firebomb.
Doesn't look like they have a whole lot of hit points to worry about, though.
Nope. Oh, yeah. Wait, firebomb goes through. Yeah, goes through wall. But yeah, this spot only having a total of 500 HP. Cindy getting the majority of that. This is much, much nicer than, say, another spot, although Sid getting charmed is not the dream, because right now Sid's the only one doing damage.
And I'm sure that Harumph would rather that damage be done to the Magus Sisters and not to his own party.
I don't know, he doesn't really like Cecil.
Well, neither Cecil nor Tella seem to be able to connect, so... Oh, well, there we go. Just 28 damage off the Dark Power seems to do it. And that is Mum Bomb. Okay, yeah.
That is the opposite of good. No, that's a terrible spot for that boss with this party.
Is Mum Bomb, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the parts of Mum Bomb always has 10,000 hit points, correct?
Yep, she gets an extra 10,000 hit points when she goes into her about to explode phase, which, depending on the spot, you can get through, but sometimes you just can't. But Harump's saying, okay, let's check some item shops, and heading to Troya. There are 2 item shops here, could have some curatives, could have some Star Veils. Star Veils are guaranteed to be on an overworld shop. That is one of our safety checks. There's those.
There was life potions there.
Yeah. Very, very expensive life potions. This is on the beta branch, so life potions are 1,000 gold now instead of 100, which that is some real sticker shock.
And not that it matters because Tella is around, but there were exits in that second shop.
You always find exits when you have Tella. It's just guaranteed. But Joe saying, okay, let's give Ordeals a shot with all those extra reaction grind levels. Harumph doing shopping percent, really looking for probably those star veils, silk webs, other nice things. But we have calamari on the mountain.
Sounds like a lovely dinner plan. Joe also does know that Dark Knight Cecil is around, so there may be value in getting your paladin up. And plus, we have Tella, so so also worthwhile in just finishing Ordeals for that sake.
Yep, Tella getting Blink, Berserk, just getting so many utility spells. Tella is great for that, especially when Tella is not your only white mage. Because Tella doing multicast Cure 4 is not great.
I'm sure he can do that once.
Technically twice, if he survives.
But he brings the wisdom of age. So getting the big whale coming up on Harumph's side here.
And Judge Joe just throwing out these lit ones, these Thor Rages. Octomammoth, of course, very weak to lightning, very weak to getting hit with things, losing an arm every 2 attacks, and getting progressively slower.
Harumph did not find what he was looking for in the shop. I saw something. I took note of it, and now it's gone. Oh well. The point is, it wasn't Star Veils anyway.
Yeah, I think at this point it's not Star Veils. But definitely something that our runners would like to see, because Golbez would be great to have him reflect his spells back. And Judge Joe remembering to change formation and... Ooh.
Ordeals is pretty tricky this time. Harumph will be seeing his Dragoon on the moon.
With the spoon singing the tune?
Very soon.
Judge Joe throwing out a grimoire, getting something that isn't the Odin summon. You love to see it. But Harumph getting his 4th character.
And Judge Joe has now crossed the bridge of Ordeals.
And one thing that Sea Hero does turn on is that Tella is going to have to go into this changing room by himself and fight what is ever there.
Oh, and he won't... Or will he get his spells before or after the fight?
After. Tella gets it after, but Cecil turns into a paladin before. But yeah, it would be nice to have more than just like lit one to kill things. But we get ourselves just a crystal glove. Oof.
Ooh, and is that Valvelis, I see?
Yes, and I didn't realize that's Dark Knight Cecil and Cave Bahamut. That is a can we not ever do that? Oh, that's great. Not good. Not good.
And Tella recalls a spell he already has in his book and goes down.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a mean ordeals changing room boss, because Tella just is not great, and Joe says, let's come back when we have something a little better. The only good thing about Valvalis being in that spot is she is, as we saw, hittable by magic even in her spin form. So if you can recall, say, a virus, virus would be really good there.
According to these flags, Tella has to stay in the party, isn't that true?
Yep, and Tella will continue to gain experience whether or not he's dead.
Well, that's handy.
But Harumph now going to make that trip up the mountain.
And is he always, I'm trying to remember now, is he always the anchor for agility purposes?
He is. So, yeah, you definitely want to find something like a curse ring to kind of control that a little more, especially once you start getting on the moon, because Tella not gaining any stats other than agility as he levels up, actually losing stats as he gets higher and higher level, but he just gets faster.
The speed of age, I guess? Harumph going after Octomam at this point, but with an extra party member that Judge Joe did not have.
Yep, that cane, even doing 108 damage, that is 108 more damage than Joe had. And Joe about to find out the good news about Golbez here. Y'all, he's old and infirm. How can you miss?
I guess it's just, I'm going to keep saying the wisdom of age until someone tells me to stop, aren't I?
But Kane, I believe, Judge Joe having a crystal ring on that cane means he does not get entangled. Still don't know how he's going to kill him, but he wasn't entangled.
You take your wins where you get them.
And Shadow the Dark Dragon going, okay, I have eaten one whole engineer, and I am full.
Harumph on the other side has got through the calamari and is headed back to save before taking on the Lunar Dragons.
Okay, this spot isn't so bad with magic. Kane only taking 150. I think has a fire sword, and there is Golbez asking the question of why are we here? What are we here for? Where is the ice cream?
I mean, as a high-ranking general in Baron's army, these are things he should already know.
Yeah, especially the ice cream. And only getting an elixir, that's...
Ooh.
Where are the key items, game?
Maybe Yang's wife has the pan.
Oh, I love a vanilla pan, especially when it's an objective.
Scarsor pointing out in chat that we do have a key item, the Darkness Crystal.
Yes, but again, none of these characters really scream D-Machine. But
Could
Judge
go up
Joe
to
say...
the- Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, you could head up to the Lunar Subterrane and hope to run into King and Queen Eblin up there.
Well, Joe just finding an Elven Bow and an Hourglass, those are two actually really good pickups. And we've got Mute Arrows. Please, anything that has a Mage-type weakness. Get in my life. But Harumph having a little bit more problems with these dragon lunars, bone dragons words. Did not get the same grimoire roll. I do not know if he got a grimoire.
He's got the grimoire. I don't know that he used it. I wasn't watching, so. The lunar dragons are generally vicious, though, wherever they happen to be.
Yeah, and unfortunately that firebomb only doing about 500 damage. That's kind of rough. And
ooh, and he pulled out the grimoire, and Tella bit the dust before he could use it.
Goodbye, grimoire. But Judge Joe
getting the adamant, yeah. Getting through the leg, and away we go.
I would suspect Joe is probably going to head to Baron next. Going to find out the good and bad news about White Mage and Mom Bomb.
That seems to be a good call. Harumph getting Shiva off the grimoire.
And unfortunately, only getting the firebomb off with that Cecil, who really doesn't have a lot of health, so only doing tiny amounts of damage. Gonna start casting Cure 2s on these, though. Might really benefit from finding, that Cure 3.
I'm not sure where they go next after this. This is an interesting conundrum.
Yep. I suspect if we see our through ordeals or through this Mom Bomb, we're going to start really seeing things open up, but kind of just stymied by all of the nastiness that has been in the beginning of the seed so far.
And Harumph resets after seeing a chocobo on the grimoire.
Yeah, grimoire roulette is always not always that fun.
Judge Joe has decided to take the Mom Bomb fight. See how this goes.
Does have a little bit more utility with that Tella, just with the benefit of a few more levels and just having some pretty decent gear. I mean, okay, the Firebrand does not constitute as pretty decent gear, but compared to the Spear, it does.
And we're through the exploding phase, and
that was super nice how Kane was in the air. I don't know if that was planned. I'm going to say it was, just because it looked cool.
I thought it was, just the way he was setting up. I could be wrong, obviously, but it looked like he was setting up for that. Like he was waiting just for the right moment to hit the jump command.
And this fight is now finished because there is not enough HP to explode both characters. 6.
6 and 0. And Harumph a little stuck here. There's the Baron key. That could be an interesting development.
Baron key opens up 2 key item checks, a character check, and just kind of gives you more loot and more levels, plus opens up that nice armor and weapon shop.
It also gives Joe another character in whichever one that is. Whichever twin! The white mage one.
That is Porum, and Porum good. I think Porum is a great mage. I think a lot of people like to kind of joke that Porum doesn't have a lot of use. Porum has the decency to learn exit naturally.
As opposed to having to go through the Tower of Zot for Rosa, right?
Yes. If you've ever walked backwards out of the lunar subterrane, you're like, this is great. I love this. But let's see what Harumph gets. We see a firebomb go off with Sid. That's some good damage. I mean,
Indra.
Indra's not terrible. Is that Indra? No, that's Ramu.
Remu, I mean. I can't keep them straight.
More
I've
old men.
I've only, been playing this game since the 90s. I should know better, I guess, but
Ooh, a cabin. But we have one of the lunar dragons down. I think Harumph has this.
it's looking better than his other does. There it goes. All right. Moving forward, now he gets to find out about Valvalis and
And
decide whether he wants to take care of that or not.
yeah, definitely go back and save. I'm very glad. He's like, I better save after this. But Joe finding some decent stuff here in the barren sewers, finding a rune ring, finding a cabin, finding a cure 3. Those are T Pro really lowers your expectations.
We know
But here
who
goes Tella.
and we know who the first boss is here. I think it was Young, wasn't it? Yep.
You know what would be really great for Yang? A Paladin Cecil.
Joe has neither a Cecil nor a Paladin, so. And here's Harumph taking on Valvalis. Doing actually pretty decent damage on a hit.
Has the Power Staff equipped. I like this. The weak does come out and does connect, so either going to have to use a Cure 2 or does elect to use a Cure 2. Thankfully, Tella is faster than Valvalis and doesn't have a ton of HP.
Be about 1,000 in this spot?
Yep, and second week does miss, but Ray does hit. Harumph deciding, okay, let's heal because I would like to not die to gradual petrify.
Got away with the third week as well. They should have about 600 damage done. Bagan in the form of a karate goes down for Judge Joe, and... Oh, and there goes Harumph. Got stoned. Oh, there's an ether and a cursed ring. That's a... Looks like Joe feels that's worth going out to save.
That cursed ring is huge. That basically takes care of your tele agility situation for Zeromus. And decides, let's go take a nap in Cecil's bed. He's not here.
No, he's up fighting on Mount Hobbs. Squaring off with a dragon.
But not technically a dragon, according to Square. Just a dragon that isn't a dragon, because dragons are complicated.
Well, and Harumph has committed to taking Valvalis out of here, so...
Unfortunately, does get hit by that first week again. And really needs to just get a Cure 2 off. Just needs to get some misses like he did before and just Tella just hit a little harder.
Yeah, not catching the brakes on these close calls.
And I think that's going to be... Yeah, that is another... This spot is just speedy as heck for both of them, so those ticks are just going up and up and up. And is this Baigan in the king and queen, or the king spot?
Yeah, it looks like Baigan's just given himself a promotion and moved up onto the throne.
Dress how you dress whatever profession you want to be, whatever the saying is.
Dress for the job you want, not for the job you have.
And he has decided to dress as the King of Baron. But Harumph saying, "Okay, I'm done with you, Valvalis. You win for a little bit, but I will be back, and I will hit you very hard with this power staff."
I guess there just comes a point when you have to cut and run. There's silk webs. That might actually make the difference.
Yeah,
there.
that could be
Slow her
enough
down a
to
bit.
get things off.
I was wondering what Joe was doing there, throwing a vampire on his own character, and then the wall hit. I figured it out eventually. Oh, there goes Baggin.
And Harumph finding a Leviathan summon. If we find Iridia, that is our sweeper. That is huge.
But we don't know if Rydia's in the seed.
No, we don't. And finding a Leviathan and Watery Pass probably means she's not. But that's a defense sword, and we definitely have a cane.
That is true. That is true. And Cecil.
And Rosa.
And there's Rosa, yeah. So that means, I think, have we seen our whole party yet? No,
So
we may still have one spot.
We've seen
Tella
5.
Tella and Sid, Kane and Cecil, Porum and Rosa. We've got one more to see.
6. So we've got one more. So are we going to have a full Babysitters Club with Porum, Rosa, and Rydia? Because I am here for it. Just eat Kane and go ahead, D-Machine to Rydia getting nuke, and yeah, that would be fun.
Trump has decided it looks like to just empty out the Watery Pass. And I can't say I blame him.
Finding an Ogre Axe, that is actually great. You can take that Ogre Axe and go take out the Mad Ogres and Eblin and hopefully find something there. Is going to check Kaipo for some items. This is always such a painful check just because, one, if you misstep, you upset the lady. And 2, it's such a long walk.
Oh yeah, that big stroll through the desert.
Harumph. quit
Not
fussing
catching
at the
any of
old
these
lady.
breaks. Not catching any breaks on the close calls.
Oh, and Scarcer letting us know with that key item, that is K unsafe, rearing its ugly head unless Demist is somewhere hiding in either the waterfall, Zot 1, or the Mist Cave.
Neither of them have checked any of those spots, but not surprising they haven't checked Zot 1, but neither of them have checked the waterfall or the Mist Cave. Might be worth it at this point, just to see if either of them are hiding the Mist Dragon.
Well, Joe has decided to do something.
Perhaps more reaction grind. Oh no, he's going in. Maybe he is going to go look for a free boss hiding in the subterrane.
I do think both characters have a coffin, so if you find, say, Kaipo guards, that's, especially in a high XP spot, that could be a huge boost of XP.
And Harumph is going to deal with Golbez.
Looks like does get the jump off, and yeah, has a extra character in Kane that's going to come down and smack Golbez in the head. That is a fun move to see. It's definitely used in vanilla, sort of. But Golbez has shadow eat until you are down to 2 party members, or shadow has eaten 3 times. So we will see one character go down here. Kane.
Kane's timing could have been better, I think.
And he was punished for it.
That's the hardest thing about comedy. Timing.
But Sid being alive, Sid, as many folks know, one of my favorite characters. Definitely has oodles of HP. He can make a great chemist. Yeah, oh yeah, that's not a great chest.
Here's a question for you, since I don't know the answer. If we find multiples of the same character, can we add multiples of the same character to the party?
We cannot. So you can only have one of each. So let's say we get a, what do you call it? A sand ruby. And it's another Cecil. Nope. Too bad. I have seen effective 4-person parties. Thankfully, not on this one because we've seen 5 characters that are easily accessible. But I've had where my 5th, 6th, and 7th character are the package, the sand ruby, and the giant, respectively.
Joe seems to be looking for some treasure.
I think he might be looking for the warlock chest. Bimmy and Jimmy is not what he's looking for.
And Harumph has taken Golbez out and met with probably disappointment at the lack of key item.
A charm harp, the value.
I'm sure it'd be even better if they had a bard to play it.
A boomerang, the value for the Eddie and Edge that are not in our party.
Well, not in the party yet. We're still not sure who that 7th name is.
Yeah, I guess if we do find an Edge, if we do find an Edge, we have a ninja shirt and 2 ninja blades, and we can back row glitch him. But Joe doing a deep treasure dive.
Harumph heading back up Ordeals. I wonder, would a moon veil, or star veil, be of use against Valvulus? Would it reflect weak?
Well, it wouldn't reflect it, but it would make it so it doesn't hit. And it would also reflect the ray not actually doing anything because she has the boss bit, but it would reflect.
Not getting hit is a big start to winning these fights.
Yeah, I have definitely taken a moon veil on a really bad Valvulus and just held down the A button and gone and gotten a drink.
And out came the hourglass for Joe. And we have the Warlock and Carry treasure chest.
Cutting it a little close there, Joe. But I think we're okay.
Harumph is after Valvulus once more.
Throwing out a preemptive cure 2, and then just gonna hit for 117. I know you can do more than that, Tella. It's the wisdom of age. Those were a series of words that were put together.
The wisdom of age. Apparently it's not doing Tella a whole lot of good right now.
Does turn down battle speed a little bit. That can help. Just needs a little bit more time to just buffer some of these actions. My brain is shot, so I don't know that I can explain agility in a way that is going to all the words sound correct. But Slower battle speed means you have more time to think, to press the buttons. So if you have to go heal or try and go to your item menu, it gives you more time without losing ticks, so boss hit less.
Boss get fewer turns anyway.
But yeah, Joe's gonna get a pretty nice slingshot here.
Especially doing all those life glitches.
Yeah, gonna get some really nice XP. It decides Tella's not worth a life potion. That's 1,000 gold. He's gonna get XP anyway. And there is a lot of levels for our white mages.
Round 4 for Harumph against Valvalus. I think 4 anyway.
And you can see with just how much more time it took Valvalus, he has gotten in 2 hits rather than just 1. Does throw out that weak and does get hit, but already got a Cure 2 pulled up and did do 255 damage, which is more than 117 by like double.
Last I checked, yeah. If he can keep those numbers up, then more damage will happen. Possibly even enough to win the fight.
And if we could get some misses here, that's a miss on a weak. Does get the ray off, but that's... come on, Tully, you can do it. I believe in you.
Let's see the wisdom of age.
Does go ahead and do that preemptive heal because you can see gradual petrify is awful. And you don't think about it until you get a character or a boss that is fast enough that that gradual petrify actually goes off.
Another miss on the week. We've got to be getting close here. And he's done
through!
It! And that could be a significant advantage. We'll see how that pays off.
Does open the possibility of that D-machine grind that we talked about at the beginning. Although these are guards in the ribbon room spot.
That's interesting. Required fight, but no boss bit on them.
They're a little punchy. And we do see a mute go out, so all they can do is hit things. Let's try not to hit Tella, because I think we are going for a stone kill on this.
They do hit pretty hard, though. I guess that's as much a function of the space as anything.
Yeah, and the guards are just really mean in some spots. And we do get the size off, so Joe is free to take his time. Oh, yeah. Neurocad bringing up, Tella doesn't have stone until after ordeals, unless you get lucky.
He's going to try a recall, perhaps. Or just beat them.
Yeah, just hit him really hard. Sid angry. Sid do 9999 damage. Okay, maybe not that time.
Well, he's berserked, so... looks like Harumph has come out to finish off the Eblin treasure chests here. Probably get some experience.
And Life Glitch does come out. That guard. Sid just really hated that guard in the back in particular. But Harumph taking down the first of these monster boxes. Let's see what we've got today in Eblin. More stuff for the edge we don't have.
Yet.
Still don't know who number 7 is.
I'm new to this. I haven't been destroyed yet. Oh, and I didn't even
One
see
of
what...
those is required.
What did Joe pick up there?
Picked up the package and the Luca key.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely required.
And does have Cure 4 on that Rosa. Those are some pretty decent levels. I think whatever is in the Masamune altar could be in trouble. Or it could be the Alt Gauntlet. Let's find out.
It could be in trouble, it could be trouble, it could be troubling.
They're going to ban my club if it's the Alt Gauntlet at Masamune again.
But we'll be amused. So amused.
And Harumph finding an Avenger, that is huge for that King.
He also has his Paladin Cecil, I think, so... 2 people who could use that. And Paildim is at Masamune.
This is not a bad boss. You're going to hear the slow sound 800 times, but with 2 white mages that no blink. Actually, technically 3. But yeah, Paildim's about to have a real bad day. Oh yeah, and that Sid has arty arrows. Paildim's about to have a significantly worse day.
So, not that they're insignificant, but the first two objectives don't seem to be particularly troubling. Getting to them seems to be the big pain.
And we still haven't found our way underground yet.
That's true.
There is still plenty of nastiness that can be up on this moon. Also, where is Elvin when we need him? This is like some Sid top tier. Sid's the best content. Elven Runner, one of our wonderful community, or Elven Runner, one of our community members, only a crystal ring. We've already got one of those.
What must be done must be done.
But yeah, that is both moon objectives taken out. But where is our underground access? Is it hidden behind, say, a Tower of Zot 1 Mist Dragon?
Tower 1 Mist Dragon's an option. Odin Throne is an option, I think, right?
Yep, and then technically we still have the moon, but it's so much funnier to think, let's do Zot 1 into Earth Crystal into Zot 2 to get our underground access.
That would be entertaining.
Or as Narrowcad says, package into Demist. That would be great.
I think we know where the package is, don't we? Yeah, I think one of them has the package.
Yes, Judge Joe having gotten the package from the Ribbon Room.
That's right, yes.
This is just Dr. Belknap, or Dr. Luque with Belknap. Wow, I am really struggling with words today. He's just going to talk a lot, just be generally obnoxious. But Harumph getting through and picking up his Porum and his Baron Key, I would suspect we're going to see a very similar path through Baron.
I would have expected so, but it seems to be getting back in that airship.
Harumph, what you doing?
Perhaps buying more life
doing?
potions? Buying more life potions, perhaps?
I know what that means. I think he would like. I think we're looking at a grind.
Well, he did finish Ordeals. And there's got to be a certain point at which you say to yourself, all right, game, let's just destroy you now. I'm tired of this.
Won't have the Rosa, unfortunately, if he does do a grind, but 40 levels makes up for that.
He's got a pretty full party at the moment.
Oh, but is heading back to Barrens, so maybe wants to check that character first. Can possibly get a foo from this flag set, so getting a foo feels bad. Or might have forgotten where those ethers are. And to answer a question in chat, so there are 2 unsafe flags, and this gets kind of confusing. So there's K unsafe, which means that the key item could be gated by the moon, and there's B unsafe, which means it could be gated behind Wyvern, Golbez, or Valvalis. And K unsafe is on, B unsafe is not. So yeah, that we could find a demist definitely behind that package and it be logical underground access. So for question in chat, what does K unsafe mean? K unsafe means that you may have to go to the moon to find your underground access versus finding it on the overworld. It is a challenge flag and can lead to some very spicy seeds.
As we're seeing right now.
Yes, as we're seeing right now, but is not required. So you can still find it on the overworld. There is a flag that we've been trying to implement, and with Free Enterprise going open source, I know S-Grunt in particular has worked on this. The K Unsafer flag, which requires you to go to the moon. That one's mean. Sorry, K Unsafer. Got to add an to the end of that.
Oh, there's the Legend Sword, and Joe already has the Adamant.
What can Tella get from Supersmith again? Can he get everything that both Porum and Palom can get? Is that how that works?
You are asking. Oh, there's more Star Veils in the Hummingway Cave. But no, I haven't a clue, I'm afraid. Here, I'm definitely asking the wrong person. I don't know anything about the Supersmith. Other than that it's a thing.
It's a very fun thing. Supersmith is something that Boardface added, that whoever your hero is, or if you turn the flag on individually, you get one of the Final Fantasy IV advanced weapons for a specific character. So you could get Lightbringer for Cecil, or the Piggy Stick, which does additional damage, and it's kind of like an Excalibur for anybody. Or you could get the Flandango, which does extra damage to flans. Or you could get scrap metal, which is useless.
Crystal Sword Crystal Sword Altar has Odin on it.
Oh, that's going to hit really hard.
Now, if that's where the pan was, wouldn't that be interesting?
Now, Odin's about to have a really bad time because we do have 1 lit arrow left. And as long as we can get a blink on that Sid, I think we're good. But yeah, that would be very spicy. And we still can't get underground.
The pan or the hook, perhaps?
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I love to see
a little bit of berserk, yeah.
A bit of berserk on our boy Sid. Yeah, very punchy. This ball, I would have thought that would have done more, honestly.
It looks like we are going to see the D Machine grind from Harumph.
Oh, it has been a hot minute since I've seen a D Machine grind. or the last time I watched Vanilla, the Vanilla speedrun. But the D machine grind, in a nutshell, there is a specific encounter here. Oh, looks like Joe's Sid kind of got smacked around a little bit. There is a specific encounter where you encounter a searcher who, when you hit it, summons a D machine, a dragon machine that is neither a dragon nor a machine, I don't think. And if you kill it, it gives you lots of HP or XP. And then you hit the searcher again and it summons another one. And you get lots and lots and lots and lots of XP as you do this time and time again. And yeah, it's great. And you can even life glitch it because the life glitch allows you to resurrect an enemy at whatever the vitality is. And their vitality is 0, and math tells me that 0 times anything is still 0, so that they die again, but you get their XP again. So you can double your XP.
This could actually be the solution, the brute force solution to getting out of this. And it's basically what Joe has done through different means, through different grinds, just to get out of this early game sinkhole that's just got nothing for them. Harumph is going to check what's sitting at elements, too. Is that a wyvern at elements?
Not gonna lie, I kind of hope it's Noko Pogo.
It is a wyvern at elements.
That's pretty
I called
bad,
it.
too. That is not nearly as bad as if it's at the second spot on the giant, but that's still pretty bad.
Oh, good lord, that would be miserable.
And it looks like is going to try and get the searcher formation. And you do have to be careful because there are 2 types of searchers. One of them will summon a D machine, one of them summons a horseman, and one of them gives significantly more experience. That is another underground key item. That is still not how we get underground.
The tower key sitting behind Odin at the Crystal Sword altar would be, again, really interesting if the tower key had access to the pan.
The other thing that would be really interesting is if our underground access is behind that DKC in Bahamut Cave.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, that is one of the highest HP, or not, highest Dark Knight Cecil spots in the game. That Dark Knight Cecil is going to hit hard. There is nothing you can do to mitigate that. It's just going to hit you really, really hard.
What would you suggest for that? Hunker down, heal up like mad, and just hope to ride out the storm?
No, get like 4,000 XP or HP on Sid.
That works. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really, but yeah.
Yeah, and then also hunker down and have to heal because that is one of the highest damage spots. I think that and Leviathan are tied for doing the much damage each time.
We're going to see what's at the other Ninja Sword altar. I can never keep the 2 of them apart. The Water Hag. And Harumph has the D-Machine.
So what Harumph is going to do, for those who may have never seen this before, is Telenose Weak. So he is going to cast Weak on this D machine, and then hit it and throw a life potion. And then he's hopefully going to heal up his party because this is stressing me out.
Unfortunately, he's not going to get that life glitch because the life glitcher needs a life potion.
Yeah, unfortunately, this agility is a little bit rough, and this party is not great at healing itself right now. But we see the ether come out. Tella definitely not great for this. And it looks like we're having minor technical difficulties on Joe's side, but I'm sure we will get him back up shortly. We just need to kick it around a little bit.
Definitely an interesting technical glitch.
VLC is a thing that just likes to do whatever it likes to do. So, um, as somebody who has definitely restreamed, sometimes you have little minor fires. It's fine. Scarcer is going to do what he can. Until then, we are going to see we're going to see some not dragon, not machines get smacked around.
Well, no, it's not. It's not a machine dragon. It's a D-Macon. That justifies it, I'm sure.
Or it could be known as a D money. Free Enterprise has lots of funny names for different things. D money, D lunars, D mist. They tend to have gotten rid of that dragon part of all of those, and yeah, we're just like D.
Looks like Harumph has found his rhythm for this. Which is good. Like you said, it stresses you out a bit to watch one of these go wrong. I've seen a couple machine grinds go sideways, and yeah, after you spent 5 minutes picking off dragons, you make one mistake, and all of a sudden you get a party wipe, and that's that.
So, funny story about my first D machine grind. I had Iridia that I kept down the whole time, and then I forgot to pick her back up. So she didn't get slingshot to nuke, even though I did like 24 dragons. And then I was mad, so I thought I was going to go take out the last arm chest, and then I wiped, and I hadn't saved.
Ooh. Save early, save often. It's a mistake I keep making whenever I've been playing role-playing games for a long, long time, and I keep making the same mistake of not saving enough.
Yeah, it really gets you into the habit of saving until you get out of that habit again. And then you have another 20-minute wipe. That's why we have a save emote in the channel. But this D machine grind going very standard. You definitely wish that Tella had more than 90 MP, because if he had just 10 more, he could cast 4 weeks at once.
Or a Meteo.
Or Meteo.
Not that that's useful in this situation, but he could do it.
Sometimes you just have to do the Meteo.
The wisdom of age and all that. Well, according to Scarcer in the chat, Joe is back online, and it looks like he's got a harp from the Muramesa altar.
Everybody loves harps.
Though that does sound to be a guess.
But looks like we are about to try and get Joe back up. Here we go, and we are just in time for something awesome. We
Some
get
music.
tunes.
So I guess in accordance with tradition, I should be quiet and let the music happen.
I was just going to talk through music. But no, I will be nice. We're going to hear some random tunes from different RPGs or video games. Take your best guess at what it is.
And let's see what that brings us. Oh, ho, ho, hello. There's our underground access.
I am sure Joe is thrilled to see that. And that was some Xenoblade Chronicles, I think. It was a Xeno game. And I didn't know that there was more than one until recently.
And Harumph has ended the grind and got 2 hourglasses out of it. That's not a bad trade. And a bunch of levels.
Yeah, I think he's going to go cause violence to everything on the moon now.
I think he's just going to go hurt stuff.
I mean, I don't blame him. The seed has not been kind.
We're still not sure where the pan is.
And question from chat: do we think he'll run Sealed Cave first? Knowing Joe, Joe loves to do that sort of thing.
Personally, and again, I'm speaking as someone who's not very good at this. That's what I would do because we've got the key item, and you have to do that objective anyway. So you might as well do it. But that's just me.
Yep, two big free enterprise mantras: do your freebies, do your objectives. You know you've got to do Sealed Cave. You know you have the levels for it. You got to walk it out anyway. But Joe is gonna go Forge. I'm actually really surprised at this.
Well, he said take your freebies. He's got everything he needs for it.
Yeah, but not gonna get. I mean, maybe hoping the shop has something, because I mean, yeah, you're gonna get a nice, I think, staff or rod. I don't remember what Teller gets. But really not worth the time. Really not worth the time. Yay, you bought a ninja hat. You can see some of your really nice J items here. That's your Bacchus wines, your sirens, a bunch of other stuff. Does get the Asura rod. That is functionally useless except for Tella, and nobody cares about Tella. But does have that ninja hat that does give additional speed to some of our characters, but was probably hoping for something like a Zeus gauntlet, maybe a life staff. Yeah, T-Pro is a fickle mistress.
Meanwhile, it looks like Harumph is headed down to put those levels to use.
I do think Harumph is going to be very upset about the fact that he's going to do all of this and discover that Harp is acquired.
Unless he finds a hook hiding somewhere.
I could see Harumph doing absolutely everything else before doing harp. Yeah, I could actually see that.
Actually, what would be really interesting is if the hook led to the pan, because we still don't know where that pan is.
Yeah, Hook could have that demist hiding, and we did not see that Bahamut spot.
Bahamut in that dark. Oh, we didn't see what's behind it, right? I know what you. I understand. I'm good.
Yeah, if we found a hook behind that Bahamut spot, and then that hook has, say, demist on the king queen spot, and you walk all the way down there. Yeah, that's pretty mean. I shouldn't wish that on the runners. I hope it's behind that wyvern.
Is there anything behind? There's a character check at the back of the giant, but I don't think there's an item. Is there?
If the demist.
Good point. Yeah, if the demist is at CPU.
Yeah, that is a miserable time because you were going to do everything else. But Judge Joe gonna show us what's here down at the sealed cave. It's just like let's go. Well, Harumph gonna get the good news about the free fight here. I mean, it's a Zeus gauntlet. Somebody can use that. Kane can use that with his firebrand.
And in terms of a boss, there's Ogopogo.
I believe this is
a Loch Ness monster.
well, and I believe this is our required Canadian content, as Ogopogo is named after a lake somewhere in Canada, I think.
Lake Okanagan in British Columbia.
It's probably cold there.
Nah, that's not too bad.
Okay, your idea of not too bad and my idea of not too bad are probably like 40 degrees different.
Yeah, for any who don't know, I am Canadian content.
And I'm from Georgia, where it's like already 80 something degrees, which is very warm.
Yeah, that's I can do some of the conversion in my head.
I mean, if we get down to negative 40, then nobody needs to convert to between the two.
And we didn't get there this winter, so that's a plus. Looks like Ogopogo was well in hand here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that's going to be a challenge for Joe. It's just going to be, okay, which of my checks has a pan?
And there's that requirement done, and hailed him on Harumph's side.
Do, 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 do. Yeah, Pale Dim, not going to be a challenge for Harumph's party either. This is just obnoxious because 3 Zerkers means you're going to hear that noise an awful lot.
I guess muting Pale Dim isn't really an option.
No, and never try to use summons on him, because he gets a little angry at that. And he hits you with Quake.
That seems less than ideal.
Yeah, that's a lot of the bosses on the moon. You use summons and they're like, no.
And Joe is now on a mad hunt for the pan.
Tella, did you just fail casting life? Is that what I just saw, or did Porum just get hit again?
Harumph can't seem to get Porum to stay standing.
Well, it is late, and she is small.
It's probably a bit past her bedtime.
But what do we have for our free key item? Yes, go check the key item first.
Let's see. There's the spoon.
Oh, the value. Sell
Not
it.
on the moon. Not on the moon, not with the Dragoon. Oh, Soma drops were available there if you want your Tele to have some magic points.
That would have been nice before the D machine grind. Tella's job in the Zeromus fight is going to be to die.
Just hold the agility. Yeah.
Yeah, take it. Maybe take a big bang, not a big bang. Take a nuke, a counter nuke, and just take a nap.
Oh, the wisdom of age sometimes requires a nap.
I want a nap.
Looks like we've got an Elements and a Mylon down here. King and Queen of Summoned Monsters. Melons, in fact.
Yeah, I think this Mylon is going to be punchy, but honestly, not going to be a huge concern.
I think punchy or not, it's not going to matter.
Also, we've already gone down the deep ravine. This is as deep as a ravine we can get into. There is no deep ravining. We're at the bottom of the pile.
Pretty far down, yeah. Literally gone through the crust of the earth. And then gone down into a cave deeper still.
And Harumph remembering, oh shoot, I didn't do this very last spot here. Unfortunately is not going to find the way underground, but does remember, as someone who has run this game and forgotten a check, that weighs on you for the rest of the time. It's a light sword. It's like a diet caffeine-free Excalibur. And
Joe
would you
did
like...
not have a Cecil, so...
Yeah, that too. I forgot Joe didn't take a Cecil. But would you like another Mylon?
Frontman for the band.
Kane being like, yeah, I got a firebrand, and I've been made fun of it the whole seed, so I'm going to do 7,000 damage with it. And now I'm going to do 612. No, this is a great spot for elements. This is not scary at all. And now we're into the Kainazo phase. So yeah, this Joe is just gonna wipe through this, and Harumph getting through first part of Luge and gonna just hit it really hard with the Avenger.
I'm not sure what else you'd do with the Avenger, but you know, sometimes you just have to hit things.
Yes, that is my favorite part of my job. Is sometimes I just get to take a hammer to hard drives, and it's great.
That sounds like fun. I get to pull out a few trumpet stops and blast music through a very resonant hall once in a while. It's really nice.
And you get to play the organ really loud.
Yes.
And play all those dissonant chords.
Of course.
I love it.
I still need to find some sheet music for Golbez's theme, I think.
Just in general or for organ? Because I have sheet music for Golbez's theme.
Well, I mean, in general, it comes across on the organ on the game, so I might as well learn it.
You and I might have to have a chat afterwards, but that's a pass.
It does mean that Joe doesn't have to go back to the moon.
That, in theory, there is still a Dark Knight Cecil up there that
could be hiding the pan.
That would be so awful. I am so here for it. But
Well, he does
Joe
have the
gonna
tower
do the
key.
tower.
Does have the tower key, so seems like a reasonable option.
I wonder if he's gonna go top down. Just because you get to see the key item if you go to the first spot, and then you don't have to do the tower room and get a new airship and change airships. It's very complicated.
Harumph taking on Odin at the Crystal Sword altar.
And does have that lit 3, so I suspect we are going to see big numbers, no whammy from Artella here.
I think he looked longingly at that Meteo for a moment.
Or we could just have Porum do big numbers, no whammy.
I see a CPU. And is that Baron Guards?
That would be Kaipo guards.
Hypo Guards. All right, we already saw the Baron Guards, didn't we?
Yep. So this is completely free. Joe, just cast stone. Nope, he's gonna let his Kane and Sid hit things. Does probably want a little bit more levels on some of these characters. Porum in particular. Really would like her to have a little bit more HP.
Joe also hasn't completed ordeals, so he doesn't have stone.
That's right. We've been through this once already. Just recall it. It's fine.
That's what he's trying. He got lit 1. A spell that Tella can already cast.
I guess it's better than not getting anything at all.
10 points of damage worth, but, you know.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't know that recall did anything.
As a kid, recall wasn't an option for me because I was playing on Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo, so...
Was it not an option on... Gosh,
It was not.
No wonder it never did anything. I was like, I feel like I would have remembered, like, Tella being able to do, like, stone and stuff. Look, it's been a hot minute. I'm so used to free enterprise, I don't even remember how the story in this thing goes anymore.
Well, you know, 2 random people get together, grab an airship, and go and save the world.
Isn't that just basically Ultima 2?
No, Ultima 2 only has 1 random person. And also there's spaceflight.
That's gonna be like, yeah, isn't there a spaceship too?
You'll find out in about a month. And there's confirmation the Twin Harp was in fact behind Waterhag at the whichever altar that is. The stabby one.
Yes, the Murasame.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, the Pale Dim altar. Because, again, some of us can't remember the difference between our Masamune and our Murasame, and we've mixed them up more than once.
And it sounds like 2 of those someones are in fact commentating this stream, so...
But we have another Lunar Sparkle. I think this has got to be Plague.
That's all that's left, yeah. And that should be pretty easy in this spot, right?
Oh yeah, it's only got 500 XP, or 500 HP.
That was simple. It didn't even get a chance to do count.
I think that Harumph is going to take on this Dark Knight Cecil. I am very excited for this.
I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, if you can clear out the moon entirely, it at least means, again, you never have to come back here unless you don't find the pass.
Okay, Cecil, how much you gonna do?
Enough to take Tella down in 1.
We do get a Cure 4 off. We might see the whole other rest of the party living.
Yeah, it's only low 4 digits. Justice is not the only right in the world. I mean, if we're talking Ultima, there's 7 others, but that's a whole different story.
I mean... Oh.
And there's the hook. Oh, no! Maybe D-Mist is on that hook right.
Oh. Oh, no.
Joe got a white spear off of the tower.
Oh, no. Chat, don't make me yell at you when you use dead memes. I will get the chainsaw. Don't think I won't do it. I see y'all over there. I say that with all the love in the world. Joe is committed to checking vanilla Sheila for the pan.
You never know. And again, you're already down there. You might as well do it.
Yeah, that is just the, like, most feels bad thing. But you gotta check, because all Joe has left is Dwarf Castle and Barren Basement. And that Dark Knight Cecil.
We're getting calls in chat to resurrect dead memes.
No.
That's probably the best answer. We get to see who our character at Damsian is.
It's a dead Anna.
Is there
No.
not normally someone that joins there?
Not on... So if you have free characters on, there is, but gated characters, there is not.
Noted. And Sheila had a Bahamut summon,
For that Rydia we never found.
who may or may not be the 7th character.
We've still got a few more character checks, but Harumph is going to take this hook route.
I don't think anyone's actually checked the bed in Kaipo. Mind you, we don't have a Sand Ruby either, so there's not much you can do with it anyway. And
Well, there's
King
a
and Queen
freebie.
Edwin, yeah, seem to be hiding behind the throne.
Now, I'm trying to think. So we've got Barren Basement, we've got here, and we've got a missing D-Mist, and we have at least 2 terminal key items left. This is fascinating. Oh, they're going to be real unhappy with me. I love it. For those who aren't aware, this is the Lunar Racing Club. This is the club I run this year. And I did roll this seed, so all complaints come to me.
And it's Kane with a CPU in the hook route, but there's still not the Rubicon, the King and Queen Edwin spot, right?
Yep, that is the one you cannot see beforehand. And CPU would be, well, Harumph does still have that Tella, and does not have that Star Veil, but that is a D-Mist.
D-Mist.
That was
and
an Edward.
Edward is our number 7 character. There we go. We have a knowledge of who everyone is. Finally.
And we took one look at that Edward and said, "No, no, I don't think I will."
Thank you. No, we have a boombox.
But CPU is going to be fairly annoying in this Rubicon spot. Not that dangerous, but we don't really have a good sweeper. Okay, which of our key items is in this spot? What is Luca wearing around her neck? What does D-Mist have? Spooky hand! Spooky hand.
Not that the hand wandering around on its own isn't creepy enough.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen Spooky Hand. I love it. Yeah, that's like one of those things that I really love is that it takes on the coloration of the boss. That's an antlion. That's sure
That
an
is
antlion.
an antlion.
That's cookware, Luca. That is cookware
That's
that
the
goes on the
pan.
wall. That does not go around your neck.
Dwarven customs. Yeah. So there we finally have it. We have our go mode. Pan around Luca's neck. So all it was needed was underground access. I say
And
that like that's nothing, but yeah.
yeah, technically we could have just yeah, we could have only had to do three bosses because we do have to do the 2 required bosses up on the moon. But Ribbon was a double. Ribbon had that sealed that Luca key, so that was a double there. So yeah, we could have cut out a few bosses, but that's rando. You just don't know what is a good fate or not, and definitely going down the moon. How to do it is always a point of contention between runners. Do you do top down? Do you do bottom up? Do you do the Wyvern altar first? Um, and there's our earth crystals. So there's more key items.
Looks like Harumph is just going to accept the globe and get beat up a little bit in this process.
We call this plan Q. This is definitely a fun one. Joe, what are you doing? I guess silkwebs. You want silkwebs? You don't want silkwebs. But yep, heading to turn that pan in. I suspect we are going to see him go straight there. But Harumph does get through that CPU, finding an alternate route underground that doesn't involve doing the harp. I'm happy for him.
I'm not sure when all is said and done which of those 2 routes is actually faster. I mean, one had to go through Dark Cecil, but didn't have to go through Cave Magnus.
And
And
Harumph
I'm
really
sure,
hates doing the harp. I
and
think
that's
even
fair.
though it
Yeah.
might not have been faster, it, that was probably best case scenario. There's a sand ruby.
Oh, we can go and see who that character in Kaipo is now.
I
Doesn't
think we'll
really
just let
matter.
him sleep.
Yeah, we know who they all are.
But let's see if there's any last minute shopping Joe wants to do, or if he is content to go. I think we're heading straight to Troya. Yep, I think we're gonna go kick some butts. Would you like to do the explanation?
Sure, I will do my best. So, Zeromus is far too dangerous to just show up randomly somewhere. His script is far too complex, and he needs his own spot in the center of the lunar subterrane. So, instead of randomizing where Zeromus is, the free enterprise community has randomized what Zeromus is. So, you're doing the same fight you would in the vanilla game, but the sprite is not the same, which means that uh, there's a question that often gets asked, and I believe the question is, whose butt are we kicking tonight?
And is it a hat?
And is it a hat? And the
Uh,
Z bags are coming out.
yeah, we definitely love this meme. We have over 600 different sprites, many of them done by our wonderful Boardface and Scala Kitty, from every imaginable. Um, we all have our favorites. Do you have a favorite?
I'm not keeping track of all of them at this point. I have some that I think I should suggest, Same thing with the music. I've got some lovely old tunes I should suggest and maybe help to get up there. But no, I'm always curious. I'm often laughing at whatever it is. I think some of these sprites are fantastic.
Oh,
So here we
definitely.
go.
Grr, erg.
And we have Zeromus. Cute. Very cute.
It is very tiny. It's so
I
small.
approve. I approve entirely. Let's see what sort of Falcon Punch this Zeromus is packing.
Sid Angie.
Harumph, meanwhile, is finishing up the sealed cave.
And it looks like Judge Joe gonna go with some hybrid strats. There are a number of different ways to take on Zeromus. This is where you do reflected magic damage to Zeromus, except, whoops.
You might want to do those in the other order. Have the wall first and then the white, I think.
Whoops. I've definitely done that before. 100% have definitely accidentally murdered my characters.
And I'm
White.
pretty sure if you were to directly cast white on Zeromus, he counters with weak, does he not?
Yes, a multi-party weak. Yeah, if you're gonna cast a direct spell, make sure it's not white or Meteo. Go with nuke. He'll just hit you with a nuke. It's all better that way.
You know how bad it is when taking a nuke to the face is the lesser of two evils.
And heaven help you if you cast a summon on him.
I don't remember what the reply there is. I thought it was weak again, but is there something else he does?
He also increases his power of his next big bang.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It gets a little dicey because then all of a sudden you're getting 3,000 hit point big bangs instead of maximum of 2,400 or 2,700.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a problem. I think when I was first beating this game, my response for Rydia was just constantly to throw Azura anyway.
That is definitely a very common strat. Actually, it's Virus if you use a summon. Whether it buffs his big bang or not is a matter of timing. I will always have the worst timing.
Okay, so much like you nerf the big bangs with getting him to throw nuke, if you time it badly and he throws a virus before his big bang, you get the increased spell power.
Yes.
And there's the Dispel, the black hole. Harumph, meanwhile, has forged the Azura Rod and is heading down to the Cave of Summoned Monsters, which we unfortunately know does not have anything of significant interest.
And Rosa, unfortunately, just outspeeding all of these other characters, does take that Porum out with white as well.
I'm wondering if Rosa just has something against these people that she's been traveling with.
If you've ever played D&D, if you've not wanted to kill your other the other people in your group, I'd like to think of it like that.
I have stories. They're
Don't
not
we
for
all?
the stream.
Oh no, I have my own stories definitely. Yeah, that's no.
Kane is going to get an HP run out, I think.
No, Kane, don't waste our time with HP ran out.
And the long notice there. Harumph going straight in at the elements.
And we do see a nuke come out. Ooh. Yeah, this definitely being a little bit meaner than usual in terms of this fight. Just had some really bad timing luck. Sea Hero can tend to do this because you may not be traditionally anchored, so orders that you're used to just might not happen.
Well, it looks like for all that, Joe's got things pretty well in hand anyway.
Yep, I think all of our party is back up at full HP. Let's try it again, but this time not a dress rehearsal.
Once more with feeling.
Maybe Rosa should cast the wall and then Porum get to cast white.
Harumph has gotten through the elements in extremely efficient manner and got the pass.
That is a great target for that counter nuke. The person who has a bajillion HP. Because that was like a 2300 nuke. Porum would be dead. Rosa would be dead.
Or might still... Oh, it's not too bad.
Joe doing a fantastic job of what we call nerfing the big bangs. Using the crystal to get Zeromus to hit us with a nuke, which, if done at the right time, will set the spell power to much lower for that big bang than it would regularly be. It is all just a matter of timing. And there are tons of resources on how to time it right on our Discord. If you are not a member of the Discord, I absolutely encourage you to join. We love to help out new players. We've got flag sets that are not quite as arduous as this one. We've got flag sets that are harder this one. Yeah, it's a great community and I love it.
They're a wonderful and helpful bunch of people, and also I'm there.
I think you're pretty wonderful.
That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Harumph is finished with the Cave of Summoned Monsters and unfortunately finding out that it's probably not what he was hoping for.
And that looked like a full power Big Bang does take out the Porum, but Rosa has a Cure 4 queued up. I would bet that we are probably going to see just our Zerkers take it home.
Or needing to be re-berserked.
Yeah, there is always that. But looks like Harumph taking a very similar path to Joe's path underground in going to Sealed Cave and the Tower of Babel. So
these places we know that are unfortunately not what he is looking for. But he doesn't know that.
Yep, it could really... key items can really be anywhere underground. It could just have been a matter of divergent routing. So not really wrong moves. Just sometimes Lady Luck favors one player over another and just what route they took.
Yeah, no one has done anything. I can't think of any significant mistakes that either player has made going through the whole seed in my head here. And again, you don't know. You've got several options for key items, and you just pick the one you like best and let it go. And we're seeing rocks falling on the left here, which means we're down to the last, 12,000 hit points?
I think with that little crack boom, that is the last of the hit points.
Yeah. We're down to 0 hit points on the left. Let's see what the next move is. And well done, Judge Joe.
And Judge Joe does finish in first tonight with an official RaceBot time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 17 seconds. GG's. Let's see if yeah, if Joe's interested in an interview or, yeah.
And Harumph is checking out the tower. Disappointment at the top.
Yep, and gonna find Plague.
He gets a white spear for his troubles, but probably not what he's looking for.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the dwarven fashion of Pan. But with that bidding, I do believe we are joined by Judge Joe. GG's.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
well done.
Fun. That was pretty fun. I got to do some fun things.
Like your reaction grind that did not want to take off at first.
There's a reason people stopped doing reaction grinds.
Back attack Tella hit for like 400. Back attack Tella hit for like 400.
Non-back attack Tella hit for 380.
Yeah, they really hated Tella.
It seemed like a pretty rough ride out there.
Overall, that was definitely one of the... It was a fairly simple seed. A lot of the time losses were due to small errors or mistakes that I feel could have been prevented. I figured out what was going on and why I was losing my last arrow on a couple of those tries. I have to Zerk Kane before Sid, or the Zerking of Kane causes issues in the queue, and then Sid goes and loses his arrow. I think. And
Never really be sure when it comes to glitches, I suppose.
pretty much, without looking directly at the code of the game, which is not, even then, I wouldn't be able to tell what exactly goes on. In the Z fight, I thought Forum was going to show up before Tella. I knew I should have known better.
Yeah, Rosa was just angry with everyone. Just murder.
The Z fight was purely self-inflicted any issues it had.
Well, you were able to kind of get it picked up after a few little mishaps with Holy. I think you got it turned back around, and then just kind of was like, "No, Z, we're done. We're finished for tonight."
Forum fell over again, and I'm like, yeah, fine. I'll do it the slow way.
It's so boring, though. Sometimes you just want to be fancy.
4K around Zerker is... You really want to push a little more. I mean, I guess I'm glad I got the Zonk White Spear.
Yeah. Although, yeah, Kane was really hurting for equipment there.
He had a fire sword that I bought, and then, yeah, that was good.
I mean, he did lots of damage on that Bylon Z.
Which then didn't give anything of importance, but... yeah, no, Lower Babel was have a white shirt, enough XP for white, and a white spear. Oh.
Yeah, really not the dream. And then your opponent, there was an alternate way underground.
There's two spots. Either Hook from Odin Throne, which would be completely illogical, or Hook from Cave Value, which could have been in logic.
And it was. That was a DKC at Bahamut.
Yeah, I forgot to peek it. If I knew it was a DKC, I'd have gone back. Because I'd have been able to easily do it, but I decided to go and do Twin Harp instead of Cave Bahamut, and, well, Magma.
Yeah. And we got to hear music, so that was exciting.
Xenoblade 2 has some good music.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the music that all of our different composers have put in here is just fantastic.
But, yeah, no, that was a real fun seed. I'm always glad to try and show off any little strats, even if they're not a good idea.
It was
Well,
definitely enlightening for me. I mean, as someone who hasn't done a lot yet, I was quite interested to see some of those. So.
I haven't seen a reaction grind in a hot minute.
Last time I think of there was one on stream might have been an Adamant Cup.
I think you might be right. We do technically have a chart for it.
I don't know that the chart helps much when the RNG is almost less getting the fight, but getting the fight and not getting murdered by it.
Yeah, that was kind of more of the problem.
But it did
yeah.
work out for you, so.
Any last minute thoughts on the seed?
For a teleseed, I had fun with it. That Ordeals was hilarious.
Yeah, that was sure a Valvalis up there.
That sure was a Valvalis, and that sure was a Cecil on Ops. He's having a nice chat with Bahamut.
Yep. And that was sure a Tella that never did learn stone. As much as I thought he did.
So, a couple fights he might have wanted to stone. Just a few.
I was like, Joe, just cast stone. And then everybody's like, yeah, he still hasn't learned it yet.
He hasn't gone back through ordeals.
I was like, oh yeah. We had this conversation already.
Did Harum find a bonk stick of reasonable value to get through ordeals?
He did. He found a power staff. Did take quite a few attempts though.
Yeah, no, that's still not a pretty fight. You have to blink yourself, you have to do damage, you have to make sure you don't turn to stone.
Yeah,
There's
that was Harum's probably biggest issue was the agility was causing those stones to cause perish. Yeah, that petrify was awful.
Yeah. The crystal ring from Cave Bahamut. I don't. Let's just say I don't tend to do a. Hey, let's just go to the moon, get the character, and loot strat. But I did, and it had value.
Yeah, that was a great. There was some great loot in that. Even Antlion Cave, I think, had an hourglass, and which I think you used on the Warlock carry chest.
Yep. Took a bit of hunting.
Yeah, you didn't want to fight Bimmy and Jimmy or two red giants?
Okay, the red giants, I had charm arrows in the hourglass. I was going to, if I didn't find it, stop going up, check the 5 or 6 chests in the crystal area, and then go do the red giants.
Well, thankfully you found the Warlock carry chest because red giants can be mean.
I mean, they can also be hourglass.
Yeah, I know, but they're punchy.
Yeah.
But and I do believe we are hopefully back. Sorry about that. Twitch doing Twitch things, y'all. Yeah. But we do have Harumph here in the final fight with Zeromus. I just realized that it's I am observant.
So my joke about seeing how I've lost track of it now too. My joke of seeing just how much of Falcon Punch he's got sort of fell on deaf ears then.
Yes, but I didn't realize that, like, oh yeah, FZ, oh, Zeromus, y'all, it's been 2 hours. My brain shut down somewhere around 3.
And
This is fun.
And you've been explaining everything to me as I ask it, so that's never easy.
No, it's fine. Goodness. No, but if anyone is ever interested in helping out with commentary, restream, tracking, big shout outs to our behind the scenes staff today. We have Rydia Caller on tracking. We have Scarcerer on restreaming. Yeah. And I have Mike Hocom's organ mic. Yeah, this is great. This has been fun.
Alicel taking the lead and telling us all exactly what's going on, which I appreciate.
Well, I forget exactly what's going on after I say it. Short-term memory. I'm like a small child.
That's fine. I've been enjoying it all the same.
Yep, and it has been a fun seed. Definitely having to use some of the less known things. You just don't hit things with a big stick like you usually do in some of the other flag sets. Yeah, you've got Sid being the MVP of the seed with bow and arrows. You've got Kane doing Kane things. Porum being a 2400 HP white mage.
And just a real struggle to get out of the gate. Well, the runners hit the wall early and found different ways of climbing over it, and now here we are, so...
But Harump going with a much more traditional strategy of Zerk everyone up, let them hit things. Cecil has that Avenger equipped, so we don't care about the black hole. Cecil is just going to continue to be very annoyed with everything that's ever happened in life.
Given that he started the seed fighting Bahamut on top of Mount Hobbs, I'm not surprised.
But we have rocks. Yeah, that Zeromus really kind of went by. I think we're going to see a crack boom very soon.
Within the next 12,000 hit points. So the next 4 or 5 hits.
More rocks. Rocks for everyone.
Just holding out, eh? Delaying the inevitable. And that looks like game.
GG's to Harump.
Indeed.
A final time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 24 seconds.
Well done. That's, again, not an easy seed, and that quagmire out of the gate was a real challenge for both runners.
Yep, Lunar Racing Club is one of our more difficult flag sets that we see featured. Definitely one if you want to learn how to do kind of harder strategies, take on bosses with less, definitely the thing to do. But I do believe we are joined by Harump. GG's.
Thank you.
Well done.
So would you like to know where the magma key was?
I'm guessing behind Baron?
Nope.
It was behind that harp that you were not going to do until the very end.
Ah, fair enough. Well, thankfully, not required, so not too worried about it.
I was very happy for you that that there was an alternate way underground that you found.
Oh yeah, because if not here, if not, I guess fortunately, if I'm just happy I didn't have to go through that. It wasn't something like Demas behind Wyvern.
We were speculating about that possibility.
I was kind of hoping for it, but I am also a terrible person who has had to go through Wyvern on the Giant before.
It would have been fine, eventually.
And Of course, you can blame Allie for that since she rolled the seed too. So
I make
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, the scene wasn't bad overall. I'm just really rusty at this here. Like this is probably my fourth seed of free enterprise in 5 months. So I've been doing the blocker thing as of late here, and I'm just here to prove that I'm not addicted. I can quit at any time.
Big numbers go burr.
Yeah, that's the case in both free enterprise and Belotro, I guess.
everyone likes seeing the numbers go up.
Yeah, I feel like my characters were low rolling a bit, but
Yeah, Tella just did not want to get it done there on ordeals. We needed more 250 hits and less 117 hits.
Yeah, I was like I not last location Stardales. Yeah, I'd probably save save the Grimoire or battle spot there and hopefully eventually high roll there.
Yeah, that was yeah, your opponent it never went back. Said,
Yeah.
okay, Tella's just worthless. Which yeah, I don't like Tella Hero on I don't like the changing room for Tella Hero.
Well, yeah, the gamble is with that is that you could dive Moon here, and you had 2 free bosses down there here, so that's some experience there here, and yeah, like the bosses for the most part were the Moon bosses were quite kind. They weren't like nothing that would have been too much of a hiccup.
Yeah, had they been swapped around a little bit, like say if Odin was in the Mazamoon spot, that would have been a lot worse. But yeah, Moon was not terrible. It was just getting started that it felt like y'all just really didn't have a lot to go with.
Yeah, like with the no, if I didn't, maybe if the Cecil was later here, I might skip ordeals, given that there's only that really the only prize there was spells for Tella here and Paladin Cecil. But like again, like this free enterprise has been the last thing on my mind here for like a while. So it also doesn't help here that I'm seeing double right now. So I got to see that amount of deals for Telefight, twice as many times as everyone else did.
Oh goodness, not good.
No, but yeah, it was a nice to get some of the cobwebs out here. I might, maybe I remember how to play this game again.
Well, the video game is hard. As somebody who did the whole comeback after like 5 months and decided to play these flags, video game hard.
And you certainly put on a good show. I quite enjoyed. Yeah, it was a bit of a clinic. Quite enjoyed it.
And I'm guessing here, chat is thankful here that it was not a required harp. Otherwise, here we'd be here for another hour and a half.
I was like, yeah, that is going to be the last thing Harump checks. We would be checking the package for a demist first.
Yeah, package demist and a demist behind that wyvern. Both of those here would have happened well before that here. I guess also at least it wasn't K-Trap, because I've done that on a restream.
Yeah, the monster boxes. I think we've put that to rest for a little while, thankfully. But
monsters would be thankful here, because I'm sure it takes a lot of effort to squeeze all those monsters into those small blocks.
Little teeny tiny. They're like those expanding dinosaurs that you put in water. Y'all probably don't have those.
I'm pretty sure there is a monster out there which kind of make that argument kind of fall apart there because like if it lets itself, then
I mean, probably the red giants don't do well with water and in their circuits.
yeah, just if you just just throwing this out there for chat here. If you're not familiar with The New Food by Stephen Leacock, I recommend reading that here. It's a short story, but it's a fun short story.
But I think with that, do you have any last minute questions, Organ Mike?
No, I was just wondering if the runner had any last minute thoughts on that seed and any final words for the chat.
Yeah, not really, except shout out here to Restream team here. Apparently Organ Mike on Scar, putting all the things, everything looked pretty here. Pretty color, doing the tracking as a most part retired restreamer here. Yeah, I know it takes a lot here to put on this show here, and wouldn't be possible without them.
It'd be a lot harder without runners too, so we appreciate having you.
Yeah, now I'm gonna rest
Absolutely.
my eyes here because they're starting to burn.
Yes, you go rest. Y'all drink some water. Everybody drink a glass of water. I'm going to mother all of you now. But
Well,
thank you so much
pizza.
Well, pizza's good too with water. But I'm gonna I think we're finished up with Harumph. I'm gonna let us finish up here. Let you go get some food. Let me go get some water. We are rating Rex Banner 12, another member of our community who is playing doing some testing of the tournament flag set, y'all. That is going to be coming up. We are doing public testing. Absolutely try out these flags. They are actually quite similar to this, with a few changes. But yeah, be good to each other, y'all. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks to my co-coms, Organ Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Always fun. Thank you.
And yeah, with that, have a great night.